Seth Rollins claims he can see the future, but you will not believe the one thing he didn't see coming. We all watched Paul Heyman, his own manager, raise the arms of both Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed after they demolished Seth Rollins in the middle of the ring. After a devastating spear from Breakker and a crushing tsunami splash from Reed, the betrayal was complete. It was a shocking moment of pure destruction. In this video, we're going to prove this betrayal wasn't a last-second decision. It was a master plan Heyman started the moment he gave Rollins that crown jewel ultimatum. So stick around because we found every single clue that led to this explosive moment, and you won't believe they were hiding in plain sight. Okay, let's rewind to the Raw right before Crown Jewel. This is where it all started. It wasn't Heyman who cornered Seth. It was Seth who approached Heyman backstage with a fateful question. He wanted to know what would happen if he lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel. Heyman's answer was chilling. He told Rollins that if he lost, both Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker would lose all faith in him. Then he made it personal, saying he would have to ask himself why he ever left Roman Reigns for Seth in the first place. This wasn't a motivational speech. It was a veiled threat. He was openly questioning Seth's value and putting their entire partnership on notice. And even though Rollins won the match, that question put their alliance on the clock. Every time you rewatch that promo, don't focus on what he's saying to Seth. Watch Heyman's eyes. He's already looking for his next big thing, and Rollins had no idea. You might think Paul Heyman values loyalty, but his entire career proves he doesn't. It's astonishing how many times he's done this. Let's look at the evidence. Remember 2013? CM Punk was the conquering hero, but after a tough loss, what does Heyman do? He costs Punk the Money in the Bank briefcase by smashing him with a ladder, betraying him to introduce a new client. Then you have his history with Brock Lesnar, constantly switching allegiances for his own benefit. It's the same pattern every single time. The second his client starts to look weak, Heyman is already finding the next monster to manage. His entire career depends on backing the biggest, baddest guy in the room. Seth thought he was different. He thought he was the exception. But the truth is, to Paul Heyman, everyone is replaceable. He treats his wrestlers like products, and when their value goes down, he gets rid of them. Now, for one of the most overlooked clues. Picture the scene. Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Bron Breakker, and Bronson Reed are all on the stage together in front of a live crowd. Paul Heyman, doing his job as manager, tried to hand his champion the microphone, but instead of taking it, Seth gave him a cold, dismissive stare and just walked away. To everyone watching, it looked like Rollins was just being arrogant, but for a man like Paul Heyman, it was the ultimate sign of disrespect. It was Seth telling him and his two new prospects, "I don't need you." This was the moment the visionary started to believe his own hype, and Heyman saw it. For a master manipulator who demands absolute loyalty, this public snub wasn't just an insult, it was a fireable offense. That was the moment Seth stopped being an asset and started becoming a liability. And if you look at the numbers, it gets even crazier. With Paul Heyman in his corner, Seth Rollins' win percentage went down by 6%. How is that even possible? Opponents weren't just preparing for Seth anymore, they were preparing for Heyman too. And don't forget, Heyman was making Seth defend his title every single week. So Rollins' knees were getting destroyed. He was getting weaker, and Heyman saw it. Now, compare that to the new guys. Bron Breakker pinned 3 former world champions in less than 6 minutes combined. 6 minutes! Bronson Reed was wiping out the entire tag team division by himself, even pinning Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. For a guy like Heyman, the choice was so easy. Stick with the injured champion or switch to 2 brand new monsters who are healthier and hungrier. It's a no-brainer. Now, let's get to the night of the attack. It was the last segment of Raw, and the stage was set with Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Bron and Bronson Reed all standing together. This is where Seth's ego wrote a check his body couldn't cash. He grabbed the mic and praised himself, boasting about how he achieved everything without anyone's help and that he didn't need anybody.
I don't need Bronson Reed. I don't need Bron Breakker. I don't need Paul Heyman. I am a revolutionary. I am the greatest to ever do it. I am Seth.
It was that exact moment, that declaration of independence, that triggered the betrayal. Paul Heyman simply stepped back. That was the signal. The beatdown was brutal. A spear from Breakker, a tsunami splash from Reed. They completely destroyed Seth. After watching his former client get demolished, Heyman just stood there with his classic, chilling smile as he raised the arms of both men. The livingary was so busy looking at himself in the spotlight that he never saw the knives standing right beside him. So, why do this now? Why betray the World Heavyweight Champion? The answer is simple and classic Heyman. He backs whoever keeps him powerful today, not yesterday. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed are new, exciting, and have way more potential for big money matches without the injury problem Seth had. They're younger, hungrier, and represent a whole new level of dominance. But here's the 5D chess move. Heyman also knew CM Punk was coming back. So, his master plan was to get rid of Seth, make Breakker and Reed the new top guys, and then put them in a massive feud with Punk. This move makes Heyman the puppet master of the entire main event scene. Loyalty is just a prop to him. His only real loyalty is to himself and to having as much power as possible. So, what happens now? Seth Rollins is going into Survivor Series with broken ribs and 0 friends. He's not just fighting for his title, he's fighting for his career. CM Punk will get his match, but now there's a 300-pound monster in Bronson Reed and an explosive Bron Breakker waiting for him. There's no way it's a fair fight. Expect absolute chaos from Heyman's new crew. We're going to see handicap matches, stolen wins, and total domination. And don't be surprised if Breakker and Reed eventually turn on each other, because in the end, the only person Paul Heyman is ever truly loyal to is himself. He will always find a way to be on top, pulling all the strings. If you spotted any other clues we missed in Heyman's master plan, tell us in the comments below. And if you knew from the start this was going to happen, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns where we expose the plan before it even happens.